All Renegades of Puck to the trenches. It's time for Renegades of Puck TV. Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the essence of no half-stepping. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier, and we are so thankful and appreciative to have you here in the brand new year of 2022. Remember, you can always go to renegadesofpuck.com to find out everything you need to know about the Renegades, especially our merchandise link. That is very important to us. You can find our classic logo t-shirt right there. You can also find an incredible brand new line of Pride logo t-shirts and merchandise. And you can also find our logo on virtually everything, from socks to throw pillows to bed sets to even wall art. And yes, coming soon, we even have drink coasters and so many more gimmicks. We've sold out, so you can buy in. So remember, go to renegadesofpuck.com. That's how you'll find everything you need to know about the Renegades of Puck. Social media. It is critically important. It costs you nothing, and it takes you virtually a second to go to any one of our social media platforms. And believe me, we are on all of them. And go ahead and like, subscribe, or share, or retweet, or any of the things necessary for those particular platforms. Of course, I'm talking about subscribing on YouTube. That's where you can find the fully produced versions of Renegades of Puck TV. You can also then share those links on Facebook, and we would appreciate each and every one of you for doing that. You can also retweet, quote tweet, like, whatever it is, just help pass it along on Twitter. We are also now on Instagram, and you can find the audio version of this show in podcast form on SoundCloud. Brand new feed, multiple ways that you can consume the essence of no half-stepping. So we would appreciate each and every one of you for doing each and every one of those things. I'm counting on you, Renegades. Built by Renegades for Renegades. We must support each other if we're going to build this thing into a force for positivity in the hockey community. You can also be a partner of the Renegades of Puck. Go to Venmo and just search Renegades of Puck, or scan the QR code that's currently on your screen, and you can make a donation of any size. Needed a couple of pens for the bunker so I could go ahead and take some brand new notes. As you can see, plenty of ink on these pages right here. Thank you so much for that very nice donation. Even a couple of bucks helps us make improvements here in the bunker. And speaking of improvements, I cannot wait to show you what we have been doing with some of your donations. We will be debuting some very cool things here in the bunker in the coming days. That's a tease. Make sure you stay tuned to it. You may have already, if you're following us on all of our social media platforms, seen a teaser video and a small clip and even a picture of some of the upgrades coming to the bunker. We will have all of that fully installed and ready to go now that it's been tested, and it is going to be spectacular. Cannot wait for you guys to see all of that. So be a partner of the show. If you can make a donation, it would sure help a lot. If you can't make a donation, then just help us out on social media. That doesn't cost anything, and it helps us out tremendously. Now, I have a lot of great partners and a lot of great friends and a lot of great things I want to tell you about throughout this episode of Renegades of Puck TV. But for now, you come here for the no half-step in hockey coverage. You jump in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. So let's get right to it. Currently, your Nashville Predators are in second place in the Central Division after 33 games played, far exceeding all expectations by all pundits across the landscape of the hockey universe. After 33 games played, the Nashville Predators have a record of 20-11-2. That is good for 42 points, and they are 1 point behind the Winter Classic winning St. Louis Blues from just last night. On the road, the Nashville Predators have a record of 10-6-2. They've scored 101 goals on the season. They've given up 89 goals against. Now, for the rest of the Central Division, I mentioned St. Louis is 1 point ahead of the Nashville Predators. Well, the Minnesota Wild, who lost their hosting duties in the Winter Classic, sit at 40 points, 2 points behind the Nashville Predators. Then you'll find the Colorado Avalanche at 36 points, but the Avs have played the least amount of games out of any of the teams in the Central Division at this point, so you know that they are going to make up some ground very soon. The Winnipeg Jets are at 33 points, the Dallas Stars at 32 points, the Chicago Blackhawks at 26 points, and then where a lot of people thought the Nashville Predators were going to be in the standings, just above the Arizona Coyotes, who are sitting at 15 points on the season. It's been a magical story so far for this Nashville Predators team, and I look forward to continue covering it well through the middle of the season into the second half of the season, and we will see exactly where this team can find itself. Now, the Nashville Predators, after wrapping up a one-game homestand to start the brand new year of 2022, are already back out on the road. We'll talk about what's going to happen with the Vegas Golden Knights here in just a second, but let me give you a little bit more info about the Predators first. Thursday, they'll be in Los Angeles, then Saturday in Arizona. Then they will get the opportunity to come back home to Bridgestone Arena on the 11th of January to face off against the Colorado Avalanche. The 13th, we'll see the Buffalo Sabres in town at Bridgestone Arena. And then the 15th, the Nashville Predators will be in Boston to take on the Bruins. Now, the NHL ranks for this Nashville Predators team. They are seeing some impressive jumps in a handful of metrics in these categories. Goals for. First time I can remember the season, the Predators being over 3, now at 3.03, 13th best in the league. Goals against 2.67 is 9th best in the NHL. Shots for at 29.6 is 21st. Shots against 7th best overall in the NHL out of 32 clubs. The Nashville Predators power play is rated 6th best overall, 25 conversions on 96 attempts or 26%. And the Nashville Predators penalty kill has seen a significant uptick recently, now up to 11th best in the league, giving up 20 power play goals against, but not very many as of late, converting 81.8% of the time on the penalty kill. Now, the COVID list looks a lot better for this Nashville Predators team, but still, we will find Dante Fabro on that list and Tommy Novak. Novak should be able to hopefully come back into the lineup here very soon. Fabro was the most recent addition to this list. Now, the Nashville Predators' next opponent is a very difficult opponent. They're a first-place team themselves in the Vegas Golden Knights. They have a record of 22-12-0, the only team in the NHL without an overtime loss. They have 44 points, and that puts them first place in the Pacific Division. On home ice, they are 11-7. They have scored 123 goals in the season. They've given up 102 goals against. Now, the Nashville Predators have faced the Vegas Golden Knights once already this year, and they will face them another time after this meeting. Let's go back and recap the game from November. It was Vegas 5, Nashville 2 at Bridgestone Arena. Phil Forsberg, the only goals for the Nashville Predators. UC Saros took the loss, making 30 saves on 34 shots against. Vegas piled up 5 different goal scorers in the game, and it was never in doubt against the Vegas Golden Knights on that night. Lerner got the win, 26 out of 28. After this meeting in Vegas, the Nashville Predators will have to go out to Vegas one more time in March on the 24th. Now, for the Vegas Golden Knights, let me give you a bit of their numbers and their most recent stretch of hockey. Now, everyone's schedule has been disrupted, and that has certainly been the same case for this Vegas Golden Knights team. All the way back on the 17th of December, 3-2 shootout win at the New York Rangers. They followed that up with a 4-3 shootout win at the New York Islanders, and then a 4-3 loss versus the Tampa Bay Lightning on the 21st of December. Did not play again until the 28th of December when they had a 6-3 win at the LA Kings. Recently, they finished out on New Year's Eve a 3-1 win versus Anaheim, and they will play the Winnipeg Jets here on Sunday, leading into the game against the Nashville Predators on Tuesday. The Vegas Golden Knights NHL records, they are 4th best in the NHL in scoring. Goals for per game, 3.53. Goals against, giving up 3 per game, is 19th in the NHL. Shots for, 33.6 is 8th best in the NHL. Shots against, 30.4 is 11th in the league. And their power play, 14th in the NHL. They've only converted 17 times out of 88 opportunities. That's 19.3%. And their penalty kill, they are vulnerable. They've given up 22 power play goals against. Their penalty kill is only 77.1%, rating them down in the lower third at 24th. Individual numbers and stats for these two teams. Listen, there are some highly impressive individual scores. Now, for the Nashville Predators, this is, without a doubt, one of the best starts of any season for the offensive players, the big name players, the big contract players, however you want to term it. The leadership group of this team, they are performing at a level that we have not seen in quite some time. Roman Josi, we have come to expect him to be here, but even Roman Josi is pacing above what he accomplished during his Norris Trophy winning season. He is, of course, leading the team in scoring, and for the Nashville Predators, so great to have him back in the lineup. Now, 11 goals and 19 assists for 30 points. Matt Duchene is at 13 goals and 16 assists for 29 points. Mikhail Granlund, maybe one of the best free agent signings the Nashville Predators have made in a very long time. 5 goals, 24 assists, 29 points on the season. Ryan Johansen now at 10 goals and 17 assists for 27 points. Philip Forsberg is 15 goals on the season and 10 assists added to that is 25. And Tanner Jeannot now at 10 goals on the season, add 10 assists for 20 total points. The Nashville Predators are getting performances from players that you would expect and from players that you would not expect. And we're going to talk more about that as the show goes along. Now, UC Saros in net, he is incredible. He's tied for second in the NHL in wins. I can throw a ton of numbers at you, but UC Saros being tied for second in the NHL in wins on a Predators team that was anticipated to finish somewhere around 7th, possibly 8th in their own division. Well, UC Saros is clearly one of the best goaltenders in the NHL, and I believe will be a Vezina finalist at the end of the season. His record, 16-9-1, .925 save percentage, and a 2.24 goals against average. All of those numbers are hovering in the grouping amongst the best goaltenders in the NHL. But again, wins, most important. That's what gets your teams to the playoffs. Ultimately, that's what wins your team championships. Now, the individual statistics for the Vegas Golden Knights, and Stevenson scored against the Preds in that first meeting of the season. Now he has 10 goals and 24 assists for 34 points on the year. Smith at 11 and 15 for 26. Marchessault 16 and 8 for 24. There's Mark Stone, who always plays good against the Nashville Predators. 6 goals and 17 assists for 23 points. And Theodore at 6 and 17 for 23. Robin Lehner in net 14 and 9, a .905 save percentage, a 3.03 goals against average for the Nashville Predators. This is going to be a difficult road game, but they have shown that they can go into plenty of difficult rinks across the entirety of the NHL. Frankly, I don't think the Nashville Predators have been given enough credit for the early season success that they have found on the road. Going into Minnesota and scoring a victory, going into St. Louis and scoring a victory, going into Calgary and scoring a victory. These are not easy buildings to play in, and these are very good teams this year. And for the Nashville Predators, they are going across the league on the road, and they're coming away with big victories. This team is gelling faster than I anticipated. I thought it would be into the second half of the season before we would truly see the identity of this hockey team, but the amount that John Hynes preaches identity, the amount Sean C. Smith covers the identity of this team, I think you can all see that it is coming together very quickly for this team. And by the time we hit the middle point of the season, the Nashville Predators could find themselves in first place in the Central Division. They are pushing amongst the top and best teams in the league right now. This is a good measuring stick game for the Nashville Predators. Go into a hostile rink against a very good hockey team that is playing much better hockey as of late. Of course they are. They're in first place in the Pacific Division. So I look forward to this matchup. I look forward to this game, and I want to see if the Nashville Predators' new line 1 through 4 physical mentality and team toughness matches up better now that they're better established against the Vegas Golden Knights. This is exactly how the Vegas Golden Knights came into the league, and this is how they found so much early success. When lines 1 through 4 are functioning as one unit, you have a full team identity. There is no doubt you can find success in the NHL. One group playing with one goal in one design in one style will always overtake a group that is made of a bunch of individuals that happen to have some incredibly high skill. Yes, that can take you a long ways, especially in the NHL, but nothing beats a team concept. And right now, the Nashville Predators are playing as a team, and they are playing with tons of toughness, and I am loving every bit of it. I look forward to covering this team for the second half of the season and hopefully well beyond into the next part of this season. It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. Rebirth Sports, you can find them at rebirthsports.com. You can also find them Facebook and Twitter. You know all about Rebirth Sports. You hear me talking about them all the time. They're incredible people, and they're an incredible company, and they make incredible products. This jersey right here, the jerseys you see me wearing in league play for the Mighty Drunks, in the Wish Cup tournament, in other charity events. Wherever I play hockey, Rebirth Sports is the main attraction on the scene. Everybody asks, where did you get that jersey? Where did you get those socks? Where did you get that hoodie? Well, we got them at Rebirth Sports. So I would like you to go check out rebirthsports.com, and I would like you to let them know that we were talking about them here in the trenches. They've got something incredible coming for you guys here in the near future, and I cannot wait for the day when I can show you more about that. RebirthSports.com. Incredible partners, incredible people, and we love representing Rebirth Sports, and we love that they represent the Renegades of Puck. Now, let's get into the recap. I had to change pens before I even finished writing the lines in this one. So again, thanks for that donation for the new pen so we can keep the work going here in the bunker. Let's go back to New Year's Day of the year 2022, and the Nashville Predators are hosting the Chicago Blackhawks, and the lines for John Hynes look like this. Tolvanen and Johansen and Cunnin, Forsberg, Granlund and Duchesne, Trennan, Sissons and Janot, the herd line back together. Cousins, McCarron and Tomasino, Yossi and Carrier. Good to see the captain back in the lineup. Ekholm and Benning, Borowiecki and Myers. And just a quick comment on Matt Benning. no matter who's out of the lineup, no matter who has had to fill in, Matt Benning is back there just being one solid defenseman for this Nashville Predators team. He's incredibly quiet. He doesn't put up any points. He doesn't get a lot of talk, and that just means he's doing his job as a stay-at-home defenseman. He brings a physical element. He brings a little snarl, and I really appreciate watching Matt Benning play on a night-in, night-out basis. So let's get into this game. UC Saros takes the net, and he gets the start in this one. 32 seconds into this game, UC Saros comes with his first save on Kurashev from the high slot. It was the first shot of the game overall. At 1:02, the Nashville Predators would get their first shot on goal of the game. It would be by Filip Forsberg, and it would be his 15th goal of the season, giving the Preds a 1-0 lead. A wrist shot, glove side from the top of the circle. Filip Forsberg had to go to the bench. Quite a funny exchange. He broke his stick, went to the bench. They gave him the wrong stick. Then he got the right stick because that's the stick that put the puck in the net. Preds with a 1-0 lead on New Year's Day over the Chicago Blackhawks. 4:44 of the first period. Seth Jones off the box, 2 minutes for slashing. But unfortunately for the Nashville Predators, McCarron is going to negate that power play by taking an unsportsmanlike penalty. We would see a 4-on-4. This is a scenario that simply cannot happen. It's happened more times than it should as of late, but that comes with being a tough team, and it comes with playing on that edge. But this is a particular situation that was unwarranted by McCarron, and I believe he will probably straighten that out, or he won't find himself in the lineup in the next couple of games. On the 4-on-4 situation, though, Ryan Johansen scores his 10th goal of the season. It was Filip Forsberg's perfect pass. Johansen backhand tuck in. That puts the Preds up 2-0 over the Blackhawks. 2 shots, 2 goals. That's a pretty good shooting percentage. 9:26 of the first period. UC Saros with the save on Kubalik, plus the rebound opportunity. 9:28. Roman Jossi's off the box for interference. Picks up 2 minutes on Kubalik's rush to the net. UC Saros would have to come up with a huge save on DeBrincat from the left low circle, and then Saros would come up with another save on Kane's one-timer before coming up with another save through intense traffic. Chicago controlled the puck for the entire 2 minutes of this power play and generated 4 really good shots on goal. At 13:19, the Preds are going to be shorthanded again as Myers off to the box. 2 minutes for interference. A better penalty kill, but Chicago still had plenty of zone time, and the Preds are using a lot of energy defending in this first period while being shorthanded. At 17:27, Strome's off to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. The Preds get an opportunity on the power play, and it is Cousins, after they go back and make a scoring change, getting his 5th goal of the season. Tomasino is robbed right there on the doorstep. The long rebound finds its way out to Matthias Ekholm. He takes the heavy shot, and it goes off of Cousins and into the net. The Nashville Predators have a 3-0 lead at the end of the first period, but they're being outshot by Chicago 15-7. So the Preds convert 3 times on only 7 shots on goal. We go into the second period, and we have a goaltending change to start the period. Delia is out. Soderblom is in, making his NHL debut for the Chicago Blackhawks, and he is being welcomed by the one and only Tanner Jeannot. 28 seconds into the period with his 9th goal of the season. Sissons loses the handle, but recovers to make the perfect pass to the low slot, and Jeannot converts from right there on the doorstep, giving the Nashville Predators a 4-0 lead. Welcome to the NHL. Soderblom, 30:23 of the second period. Hagel's off to the box, 2 minutes for high sticking. And then you'd see Doc pick up a penalty for holding, 2 minutes as well. 5-on-3 now for the Preds, 1:29 in length. And the captain, Roman Josi, is going to take full advantage of this by scoring his 11th goal of the season. He shoots a knuckler from out high. It ended up being a 5-on-4 goal just after the 5-on-3 expired, but the Nashville Predators now find themselves with a 5-0 lead. 13:29 of the second period, Saros comes up with a save on Jones. Chicago's best shift of the period and the only sign of life they had. At 17:25, Kurashev does get his 2nd goal of the season, putting Chicago on the board and breaking the shutout for UC Saros. It was a wrist shot from the circle, just simply given too much time and space, and it was a sloppy couple of minutes there for the Nashville Predators once they got that 5th goal. Hopefully they'll be able to lock things down and get control of this thing over the final minutes. We have seen some big leads in the NHL suddenly evaporate, and I'm talking about you, Columbus Blue Jackets. 18:17, UC Saros comes up with a save on Murphy through traffic. We hit the end of the second period. Preds have a 5-1 lead, being outshot by Chicago 26-19. Just like the first period, just like the beginning of the second period, the beginning of the third period sees the Nashville Predators scoring a goal in the first minute again. 53 seconds into the third period, Jeannot gets his 2nd second goal of the game, his 10th goal of the season. It was Benning's shot from the blue line, and Jeannot with just a perfect deflection. Just incredible touch by the rookie for the Nashville Predators. The Preds now with a 6-1 lead on home ice on New Year's Day. This thing is now academic as we start watching time evaporate and the sands are disappearing in this one. 3:13, we do see McCarron go off to the box, 2 minutes for hooking. UC Saros has come up with multiple saves while scrambling, but then just calmly gloves the puck while he is down on his back. 13:23, Saros comes up with a save on Kubalik. Kubalik still got some fire out there because at 14:27, he gets another scoring opportunity. 16:32, we see Myers off to the box again. 2 minutes for hooking on this one. UC Saros would come up with one more big save on Patrick Kane as the time in this game expires, and the Nashville Predators come away with a 6-1 victory on home ice. They're outshot 38-24 overall in the game, but the game itself was never in doubt. The Nashville Predators scored in the opening minute of every period, and frankly, the Chicago Blackhawks, when they did have spurts of controlling the puck or decent offense, it was either they were on the power play or it did not last very long. For the Nashville Predators, this could have been a very sleepy game. New Year's Day games at Bridgestone Arena are notorious for slow starts. The Preds came out, jumped all over the Chicago Blackhawks, and never relented in this game. A 6-1 victory over a bad hockey team is just what the Nashville Predators needed, and now they have taken the last bit of points from the Chicago Blackhawks team after suffering that overtime loss early in the season in Chicago. So for the Preds, they'll have another get-right game coming up very soon. Well, they'll have the LA Kings, the Arizona Coyotes, but they have to deal with the Vegas Golden Knights, and they'll have the Colorado Avalanche coming up very soon. So a mixed bag in the next set of games for the Nashville Predators, but we all know how it works. Don't get too high about winning a game over a bad team. Don't get too low if you lose a game to a good team. Keep it nice and even keel like the Preds have managed to do all season, and don't make a big deal about any of it. You'll find yourself with 20 victories in 33 games. Great job by the Nashville Predators, far exceeding everyone's expectations and doing just simply an incredible job. Now, take care of business against the Vegas Golden Knights. Continue opening up those eyes, and we'll hit the turn for the halfway point of the season, heading towards that Stadium Series game in February with the Nashville Predators possibly in first place in what is seeming to be a very highly competitive Central Division. I don't know if anybody saw that really before the season started. That was the Rebirth Sports full game recap. Sure do appreciate those guys for sponsoring that segment. You give me 10 minutes, I'll give you the game. You give the Renegades of Puck an additional 10 minutes, and we'll give you all of the analysis, information, stats, and opinions that you need to keep you up to date with everything happening with the Nashville Predators. Now listen, normally I would kick it over to Nostradamus right here, but I felt like it was a nice light day for UC Saros. No reason to get a significant breakdown between the pipes for the Nashville Predators. So the starting goaltender of the Renegades of Puck, Nostradamus, he's got the day off. So let me give you a couple of numbers for UC Saros. He was 37 out of 38 in this game. Now, on the season, 16-9-1, a 925 save percentage, a 2.24 goals against average, tied for second in the NHL in victories. And I am going to tell you, UC Saros, we were not sure that he was ready to take over as a full-time starting goaltender in the NHL. He did a great job with Pekka Rinne still being here and still primarily splitting games with him last year. But this is what everyone was hoping for. This is the best case scenario when it comes to UC Saros. He is easily a franchise goaltender. He will be a starter in this league for many, many years to come, and I believe he is going to continue getting better. When you talk about edge work, when you talk about puck tracking, when you talk about the skill set that makes him otherworldly, he is the style of goaltender that can lead a team to a championship. I have no doubt about that, and I also have no doubt that UC Saros will be one of the Vezina finalists this year. When Nostradamus joins us for the next episode, I'll get his follow-up opinion on everything I just said. There's a little bit of homework for you right there, Nostradamus. Let me also give you a couple of other numbers and the box score. Matthias Ekholm with 3 assists in this game, 20:58 of time on ice. Matthias Ekholm has been a tower of power as of late. He truly is the most complete defenseman. He can do it all. He can put the puck in the net. He can pass the puck. He can skate and lead the rush. He can lead the power play. He can also defend like hell, and he can be tough in the corners and in front of the net, and he can drop the mitts if it is necessary. I truly love watching Matthias Ekholm play hockey, and you should pay more attention to what he does out there each and every shift. He's out there plenty of time for you to be able to do it. So Matthias Ekholm, an incredible game in this one. Tanner Jeannot, 2 goals in this one now, 10 goals, 10 assists for 20 points on the season. He does everything. I've already mentioned it at least once on this show, and I'm going to continue mentioning it time and time again. He is a rookie. He is an undrafted free agent rookie that the Nashville Predators have brought up through the system, and every coach that's coached him along the way, it's easily their favorite player. Tanner Jeannot is becoming one of the favorite players of every Nashville Predators fan and should become a fan favorite across the league. He can do everything out there. He is physically intimidating and imposing and does not shriek or shy away from that element of the game, but he also is dynamic when it comes to the offensive side of things. He does every little thing that you want to see in a hockey player, and Tanner Jeannot should be a star on this team for many, many years to come, and I truly believe the league should recognize him as a Calder finalist for Rookie of the Year. By the end of this season, he will have the numbers and everything else that comes along with his game. He is truly one of the most significant, impactful, and important players on this Nashville Predators squad right now. And that's saying a hell of a lot for a guy that's barely even been in the league. So I think that Tanner Jeannot deserves that recognition from the league, just like I think that UC Saros deserves that recognition also from the league. Now listen, I've got a lot of other numbers. There were a ton of numbers coming out of this game. Bryan Bastin's back from the Renegade Analytics desk, so I'm going to step out of the way and let him handle that business. But before I kick it over to Bryan at the Renegade Analytics desk, let me tell you about Stripe Digital Solutions. StripeDigitalSolutions.com. Of course, the algorithm is something you need help with. You need a plan. You need someone to help you, give you advice, and build your brand to a point where it can grow to the level that you want to get there. That's exactly what we're doing with Stripe Digital Solutions. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me at every level of the project that you know as the Renegades of Puck. From helping create this logo, to helping build our website and maintain our website, and now helping build our marketing plan and getting us to the places that we need to go. Building the brand is so important in this day and age, and Stripe Digital Solutions is exactly who you need to talk to find out more about how you can get that done. So check Stripe Digital Solutions out, Facebook, Instagram, or just go to stripedigitalsolutions.com. And remember, any of our great sponsors and partners, you can go to the info for this video and you can just click on the links that we have provided down there in the information part for the show. Bryan Bastin's back on the show from ontheforecheck.com. He's got the numbers that you need to know, and he runs the Renegade Analytics desk. Bryan, I am so thrilled to have you back for the year 2022, and I am so proud of the work that you are doing. You're not just crunching the numbers, my friend. You're helping grow the game, and I am so appreciative to have you. Go ahead, Bryan. Take it away.
Thanks a lot, Charlie. Nashville finally gets back on track and back to their winning ways after a 2-game slide with an impressive 6-1 victory over Chicago to temporarily take the Central Division lead. In a game where Nashville was outshot 38-25 at all situations, the 6-goal outburst is even more impressive in hindsight. And how did the Predators come to such a high output on just 25 shots on net? Well, it's our old friend shot quality, and that's today's one big stat. Nashville had an impressive showing throughout the game, and their shot selection is a major reason why. We saw less shots from the blue line than we're used to, but even 2 of those resulted in Nashville goals. At 5-on-5, the Predators were above league average with a shot quality of 5.8%. On the power play, which they went 2 for 3, Nashville was just as lethal with an 8.6 shot quality that resulted in 2 goals, and that's not even counting the 4-on-4 goal. As we've seen this trend as of late, where Nashville is being much pickier about the shots they take, and that can be attributed directly to coach Johansen and his focus on taking high-quality shots. The Predators have the division lead for the time being, and while nobody picked them to be there, if they keep up this shooting and shot quality, the crown could be theirs for the taking, and that's today's one big stat.
He's Bryan Bastin from ontheforecheck.com. He's got the numbers that you need to know. And, oh, by the way, just a nice, special, cool little mention for Bryan out there in the hockey world.
Ross Fletcher, Alison Lucan with you. Let's get right to it, Alison. That fizzing start by the Kraken with the help of the Emerald Queen Casino Tracer. Yanni Gourde doesn't get an assist on this goal, but really he should have for the forechecking work he put in to create it.
This is why we look at the entire play and not just the score sheet, right? Yesterday before the game, we talked about players who create scoring chances off the forecheck. Yanni Gourde is actually number 1 on this team. This is a perfect example why. It's he who creates possession for the Kraken before the pass that Blackwell actually misses, sets up Giordano. And Bryan Bastin, who covers Nashville, has actually done some work on goaltenders, and he has shown that Markstrom's glove side is a little bit of a weakness relative to how good he is. But Giordano capitalizes here. Gord then comes back around, and look at this, also screens the goaltender, adding to the degree of difficulty for the save. Tremendous work by the entire team.
He's the best. The numbers you need to know. He's crunching them for me, and he does such a great job here on Renegades of Puck TV and also at ontheforecheck.com. Bryan Bastin, a rising star in the numbers game. I sure do appreciate each and everything that he does. Sean C. Smith is taking the day off for as well. New Year's Day, not a lot to break down from this 6-1 beatdown by the Nashville Predators over Chicago Blackhawks. I think we did a pretty good job of covering it, so I wanted to give a couple of the fellas a little bit of extra time to spend with their families. And Sean, happy anniversary to you and your incredible wife. And Mosh, I appreciate you and everything that you do, and I cannot wait to get the ultimate one back in the trenches. And K-PERK, he's contributed plenty to these most recent episodes, and I'm so happy and so appreciative to have him. So Bryan, thanks for jumping back in the trenches with me right here on Renegades of Puck TV. One more to tell you about before we head out the door. Listen, it's a brand new year, and I know you hear this every year. You want to get off the couch, you want to get motivated, you want to get moving. You made that resolution maybe even to get yourself in better shape. There's no better person, there's no better place to do that than with Strong Style Fitness. StrongStyleFit.com. Listen, everyone is out there trying to pry those dollars out of your pockets to get you motivated, to get you in shape. Strong Style Fitness is willing to do it for free. She believes in her work so much that she's willing to put it up on YouTube and provide it to you completely for free. When you're satisfied with it, you can make a donation from beginning stretching all the way up to expert. 150 videos by a certified personal trainer right there on demand, ready for you at any point in time. When you're done watching Renegades of Puck TV, go ahead and get yourself a good stretch or a good workout. It is all there for you. It is a home-based workout setup, and Tracy will talk you through each and everything that you need to know. She believes in the work. She believes and has the passion for the work of fitness the way we have the passion for hockey. That's why Strong Style Fit is such a great partner for the Renegades of Puck. Again, you can check out the link below in the information for this video if you don't feel like typing in StrongStyleFit.com. I am so happy and so appreciative and so lucky to have each and every one of you Renegades of Puck in the trench with me, and we are going to be debuting a lot of really cool things in the next couple of episodes. So please make sure you're helping us grow the trenches. We have room for everyone here in the trenches. You got the fire, you got the fury, you got the passion, you love the glorious game. Well, you have found your home right here in the trenches with me, your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier, and in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. We are always looking for more Renegades, not just viewers, people to be part of our community, people to participate in what we're doing. Wherever it is you're playing hockey, whatever level it is you're playing hockey, there's a story that we want to tell. Send us your videos. Let us know exactly what we can do to promote what you got going on around the great game. Renegadesofpuck@gmail.com is the easiest way if you don't want to go to any of our social media platforms and just reach out publicly to us. We are here to help. We are here to represent the great game. We are here to be a force for positivity, and we are here to grow into something well beyond covering just one team in one area. We are going to one day dominate the hockey landscape. When you see the words hockey trench warfare behind me, that means something. We are dug in for the long haul. We will be here for you, Renegades. You don't have to turn to those people that no longer support you, that no longer talk about the topic that you love. We will be here to do that. Bring us the oxygen, bring us the energy, and support the Renegades of Puck. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. Stick taps, love, respect.